That, my friends, is what we're going to be looking forward to with William Birkin in the new Resident Evil 2 remake. And oh man, I can only imagine him in this form in the new RE engine, because a couple of months back we were treated to several footages of gameplay from the new Resident Evil 2 remake trailer, featuring William Birkin in his first G transformation, going head to head against Claire Redfield in the new area of the RPD station, where we see William showcase some of his new features, but also paying homage to his original counterpart. So in this video, we're going to be covering aspects as to what we know so far with William Birkin in the new Resident Evil 2 remake, where we break down some of his new in-game battle mechanics, to his menacing remastered look, and to his overall impact to the Resident Evil series. We'll also delve into what we're going to expect from him in this new Resident Evil remake, and what we Resident Evil fans want to see from him in this game. Anyways, what is up you guys, this is DeVuH, and I just want to thank everyone again for giving so much love and encouragement for my previous Resident Evil videos. If you guys haven't seen them yet, I'll leave a link on the top right section of your screen so you guys can check it out. Alright, so starting off, initially William Birkin made his debut in the original Resident Evil 2, where we see him as one of the main bosses in the game. We find out that he was a scientist who created the powerful G virus, a mutagenic strain that was found in the body of Lisa Trevor after being experimented on for many years. And shortly after finally perfecting the G virus, Umbrella operatives that included Hunk was sent to assassinate William Birkin and retrieve the G virus. Unbeknownst to them though, after being fatally wounded by the Umbrella operatives, William was still holding a sample of the G virus and proceeded to inject himself with it because, as explained by Annette Birkin,
"Are you telling me that he injected the G virus into his own body?"
The G virus has the ability to revitalize cellular functions.
The Umbrella operatives were then hunted down by William in the sewers, showcasing his newfound strength. He's able to resist heavy fire from the soldiers, revealing his new mutation where he grows an enlarged arm with claws, and eliminating almost every single one of them except Hunk. So with this portrayal of William Birkin in the classic Resident Evil 2, we can clearly see how the developers wanted him to be remade in the new upcoming Resident Evil 2 remake. Like I mentioned earlier, we got to see some footage of William Birkin fighting against Claire Redfield, revealing his grotesque mutated body, with his right arm clearly enlarged due to all the mutations he's been through, and sporting his iconic G eyeball. Because in this version of William Birkin in the new Resident Evil 2 remake, we get treated with his new in-game battle mechanics and homage to his previous incarnation. Starting with his overall aggressiveness and speed when going up against us players, where he's able to follow us throughout the new area of the RPD station, clearly emphasizing his new gameplay mechanics. He highlights his speed when we see him take a grenade launcher shot from Claire, but almost seem unfazed by it because we then see him run towards us while he's still in flames. Another highlight of his aggressiveness is when he seems like he's running towards the player, then starts swinging his pipe around like a madman. William also showcases his new move, where he's able to grab Claire by the head and proceed to smash her to the ground. But this can be alleviated if we have certain items in our inventory, which allows us players to be dropped by William if we drop a grenade next to him. Also, William features his resistance to a lot of our weapons, from Claire's handgun, submachine gun, and to her grenade launcher. Overall, this portion of the boss fight is a direct homage to the original Resident Evil 2, where we fight against William in his first G transformation before we head to the sewers. With this form in particular, even with the grotesque mutated right side of his body, we still see William still have some semblance of his human self. Also in the new remake, his primary weapon is a pipe, which is the exact same from the original Resident Evil 2. Overall, this first transformation of William is only a precursor to the many transformations that he's gonna be mutating into. Anyways, with the new Resident Evil 2 remake, they showcase several snippets of footage showing William in his second form. The first one is when we see him impale Mr. X from behind, then quickly cuts to a clip of William with his new G mutated head. The second footage was revealed when we see him in a later Resident Evil 2 trailer, where we see William almost fully into his second form, where most of his body is already infected by the G virus. In this particular clip, we see him having claws on his right arm and several appendages starting to form on his body. This is a direct reference to his boss fight at the cable car area before heading into the Umbrella secret lab, where we see William discard the pipe he was using against us players and starts to mutate in front of us. With his original human head now being moved to the upper left portion of his chest, he grows a new G mutated head and showcases a new set of claws. But if we look closely enough, we notice the new appendages on his body, the same as in the remake's version. So far in the new Resident Evil 2 remake, we can only speculate with the limited amount of clips that we see William in, especially in his second G transformation. But as I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video, there are some things that us fans are expecting from William in the new Resident Evil 2 remake, like how his overall look will be when we see him transform into his third or fourth form, and how his overall battle mechanics will work against us players. We can only imagine the terror that William will bring us in this new remake, but from all the trailers and gameplay that we've seen so far, it's safe to say that the new remake of William's later transformations will be nightmare fuel for all Resident Evil fans. Because as we remember finishing scenario Evil 8 on the original Resident Evil 2, we gotta fight William one last time, where we see him in the later stages of his G mutations, seeing him having 4 enlarged arms with claws, with a large orifice on his chest full of teeth. We the players engage with him in this final battle, but unluckily for us players, we see William undergo into his most devastating transformation, where we see him on his hind legs, now fully transform into a demonic looking creature. The once large protruding orifice of his chest is now an enlarged mouth, and his 2 enlarged limbs are now ready to be able to slash at you like no other. This overall boss fight is something that us players will be looking forward to in the new Resident Evil 2 remake, because we can only imagine how we'll be dealing with William in this monstrous form. Just imagine him in the new remake being able to do all the abilities that he's shown in the original version, but this time completely ramped up to a whole new level. We better hope and pray that we'll be ready to face this monster, but with the way they made William so aggressive and fast in the new remake, we can assume that they'll do the same thing for his later transformations. Also, on a quick side note, the soundtrack that plays for William's boss fights are amazing as well, especially the third G Malformation soundtrack, where it featured a steady brooding beat and is complemented by the vocals of the opera lady in the background. Luckily for us players, the developers made this new Resident Evil 2 remake with the ability to switch into the original Resident Evil 2 soundtrack, which is a great feature for us longtime fans. But anyways, William overall will be a terror in this new remake, and he's sure to drive the plot of the story forward with his many encounters that we'll see throughout the game. Also, William Birkin's impact in the Resident Evil series has been well documented, with his creation of the G virus, to all of his mutations, and to his legacy for the later entries of the Resident Evil titles. As we wait for the release of the new Resident Evil 2 remake, we the fans can only imagine the horrors that we'll be facing when fighting against William. So in the comment section down below, please share your thoughts on William Birkin and what you guys expect from him in this new remake. I'd love to hear everyone's opinion on this boss monster. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my quick analysis of William Birkin and the new Resident Evil 2 remake. I hope you guys enjoyed my content. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Also, I post every weekend, so please stay tuned for more Resident Evil content. Also, if you guys enjoy other games like Devil May Cry or Castlevania, please feel free to check those out on my channel. Also, if there's any other games you want me to cover, please let me know in the comment section down below. Again, thank you so much for watching my full video, and you guys have a great rest of your day, and this is Hey DeVuH signing out.